Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, if it's all right for the majority of the statement, I would like to address the defendant directly.
You don't know me, but you've been inside of me. And that's why we're here today.
It was a quiet Saturday night at home. I was working full-time and it was approaching my bedtime. I planned to stay at home by myself, watch some TV, and read, while my sister went to a party with her friends.
Then I decided it was my only night with her and I had nothing better to do. So why not?
You know, there's a dumb party 10 minutes from my house. I should go.
I would go, dance like a fool, and embarrass my younger sister.
I made silly faces, let my guard down, and drank liquor too fast.
The next thing I remember, I was in a gurney in a hallway.
A deputy explained that I had been assaulted.
I still remained calm, assured that he was speaking to the wrong person.
I knew no one at this party.
When I was finally allowed to use the restroom,
I pulled down the hospital pants they had given me.
Went to pull down my underwear.
And felt nothing.
The thin piece of fabric, the only thing between my vagina and anything else, was missing, and everything inside me was silenced.
my brain was talking my gut into not collapsing.
Because my gut was saying, help me, help me.
I was asked to sign papers that said rape victim.
My clothes were confiscated, and I stood naked while the nurses held a ruler to various abrasions on my body and photographed them.
I had multiple swabs inserted into my vagina and anus. Needles for shots, pills, had a Nikon pointed right into my spread legs.
I had long, pointed beaks inside me and had my vagina smeared with cold, blue paint to check for abrasions.
After a few hours of this, they let me shower. I stood there examining my body beneath a stream of water and decided, I don't want my body anymore.
I was terrified of it. I didn't know what had been in it, if it had been contaminated, who had touched it.
I wanted to take my body off like a jacket and leave it at the hospital with everything else.
One day, I was at work and I came across an article.
In it, I read and learned for the first time about how I was found unconscious.
With my hair disheveled, dress pulled off over my shoulders,
That I was butt naked all the way down to my boots.
and had been penetrated by a foreign object by someone I did not recognize. In the next paragraph, I read something that I will never forgive.
I read that according to him, I liked it. I liked it. And then at the bottom of the article, after I learned about the graphic details of my own sexual assault, the article listed his swimming times.
She was found breathing, unresponsive, with her underwear 6 inches away from her bare stomach, curled in fetal position. By the way, he's really good at swimming.
The night after it happened, he said he thought I liked it because I rubbed his back.
A back rub.
Never mentioned me voicing my consent.
Never mentioned us speaking. A back rub.
A back rub.
A back rub.
A back rub.
One more time in public news.
I learned that my ass and vagina were completely exposed outside.
Fingers had been jabbed inside me, along with pine needles and debris.
My bare skin and head had been rubbing against the ground behind a dumpster.
While an erect freshman was humping my half-naked, unconscious body.
But I don't remember, so how do I prove that I didn't like it?
I thought there's no way this is going to trial.
There were witnesses, there was dirt on my body. He ran but was caught.
He's going to settle, formally apologize, and we will both move on.
Instead, I was told he hired a powerful attorney.
Expert witnesses.
Private investigators who were going to try and find loopholes in my story.
In order to invalidate me.
In order to show that the sexual assault was in fact a misunderstanding.
I was not only told that I was assaulted.
I was told that because I couldn't remember.
I technically couldn't prove it was unwanted.
I had to fight for an entire year to make it clear that there was something wrong with the situation.
He was guilty.
He was guilty.
He was guilty. He was guilty.
He was guilty the minute I woke up.
The minute I woke up.
But I had no power.
I had no voice.
I was defenseless.
This was a game of strategy.
As if I could be tricked out of my own worth.
The sexual assault had been so clear.
But instead, here I was at the trial, answering questions like,
How old are you?
How much do you weigh?
What did you eat that day?
Well, what did you have for dinner?
Did you drink with dinner?
No, not even water.
When did you drink?
How much did you drink?
How much do you usually drink?
Who dropped you off at this party?
At what time? But where exactly?
And what were you wearing? What were you wearing?
What were you wearing?
What were you wearing?
Why were you going to this party?
Who were you texting?
When did you urinate?
Where did you urinate?
With whom did you urinate outside?
Was your phone on silent when your sister called?
Do you remember silencing it?
Really, because on page 53, I'd like to point out that you said it was set to ring.
Did you drink in college?
You said you were a party animal. How many times did you black out? Are you serious with your boyfriend?
Are you sexually active with him?
When did you start dating?
Do you have a history of cheating? Do you remember any more from that night? No? Okay. We'll have Brock fill it in.
According to you, the only reason we were on the ground was because we fell down.
Note, if a girl falls down, help her get back up.
If she is too drunk to even walk and falls down, do not mount her, hump her, take off her underwear, and insert your hand in her vagina.
If a girl falls down, help her up.
If she is wearing a cardigan over her dress, do not take it off and touch her breasts.
Maybe she is cold. Maybe that's why she's wearing a cardigan.
Your attorney has repeatedly pointed out, well, we don't know exactly when she became unconscious.
And you're right, maybe I was still fluttering my eyes and wasn't completely limp yet.
That was never the point.
I was too drunk to speak English. Too drunk to consent way before I was on the ground.
I should have never been touched in the first place.
Brock stated, at no time did I see that she was not responding.
If at any time I thought she was not responding, I would have stopped immediately.
Here's the thing. If your plan was to stop only when I became unresponsive, then you still do not understand.
You didn't even stop when I was unconscious anyway.
Someone else stopped you.
You are guilty. 12 jurors convicted you guilty of 3 felony counts beyond a reasonable doubt. And I thought, finally, it's over. Finally, he'll own up to what he did, truly apologize. We'll both move on and get better. Then I read your statement.
In the statement, you said, being drunk, I just couldn't make the best decisions, and neither could she. Alcohol is not an excuse. Alcohol was not the one who stripped me, fingered me, had my head dragging against the ground with me almost fully naked.
We were both drunk. The difference is I did not take off your pants and underwear, touch you inappropriately, and run away. Why am I still explaining this?
You said if I wanted to get to know her, I should have asked for her number. I'm not mad because you didn't ask for my number.
If you did know me, I wouldn't want to be in this situation. My own boyfriend knows me, and if he asked to finger me behind a dumpster, I would slap him.
You made me a victim. In newspapers, my name was unconscious, intoxicated woman.
10 syllables, and nothing more than that.
For a while, I believed that was all that I was.
I had to force myself to relearn my real name, my identity.
To relearn that this is not all that I am.
That I'm not just a drunk victim at a frat party found behind a dumpster.
Why you're the all-American swimmer at a top university.
Innocent until proven guilty, with so much at stake.
I am a human being who was irreversibly hurt. My life was put on hold for over a year, waiting to figure out if I was worth something.
The probation officer's recommendation of a year or less in county jail is a mockery of the seriousness of his assaults.
An insult to me and all women.
It gives the message that a stranger can be inside of you without proper consent, and he will receive less than what has been defined as the minimum sentence.
As this is a first offense, I can see where leniency would beckon. On the other hand, as a society, we cannot forgive everyone's first sexual assault.
The seriousness of rape has to be communicated clearly.
We should not create a culture that suggests that rape is wrong through trial and error.
The consequences of sexual assault needs to be severe enough that people feel enough fear to exercise good judgment, even if they are drunk. Severe enough to be preventative.
To girls everywhere, I am with you.
On nights when you feel alone, I am with you.
When people doubt you or dismiss you, I am with you.
I fought every day for you. So never stop fighting. I believe you.
I hope that by speaking today, you absorbed a small amount of light.
A small knowing that you can't be silenced.
A small satisfaction that justice was served. A small assurance that we are getting somewhere. And a big, big knowing that you are important.
Unquestionably, you are untouchable.
You are beautiful. You are to be valued.
Respected undeniably every single minute of every day. You are powerful. And nobody can take that away from you.
To girls everywhere,
I am with you.
I am with you.
I am with you.
I am with you. Thank you.